What's up, guys? Welcome to the first episode of that guide series I was telling you guys about. I know it's been a while since I made a video last, so I want to give you guys a quick rundown of my base, what you can expect from this series, and what we're going to be doing today. So, to start off, as you can see, I no longer have any level 6 walls. They are all upgraded to purple level 7 walls, which is super nice because now I don't have to worry about walls too much until Town Hall 9. All my cannons are upgraded to level 9, as you can see. What else did I do? I got my Dark Elixir Drill to level 3. I have my last Elixir Storage upgraded to level 11. I got my Goblins up to level 5. And my Wall Breakers are now upgrading the Laboratory. As soon as they are done, I will be starting my Giants along with my level 7 Barbarian King upgrade for Road to Town Hall 9 Series Episode 3. Other than that, I think that's all I've done. I'm going to start focusing on the Archer Towers, so when the Road to Town Hall 9 series does eventually come out, you guys can expect to see at least one, if not 2 or 3 Archer Towers upgraded or upgrading to level 9. As you can see, I almost have enough gold to start the first one. My raids have really been stagnating the last few days. I've been really busy, so this is actually the first time I've really been able to record anything for like the past week, so I'm sorry about that. I was sick last week, and I really just didn't sound good on being recorded, so yeah, this is the first time I've really been able to record, so I really do want to get this video out, my Let's Play, and Road to Town Hall 9 all really quickly, and get back on a regular schedule for my channel, so you guys can be expecting to see a few more videos coming out in quick succession over the next few days. So as for this series, it's going to focus mostly on a how-to type of, it's going to have a how-to type of feel. I'll be going through, explaining different army compositions, what troop ratios you want to use, what spells you want to bring, how to best deploy your troops and really pull off the win. I'm going to unpack how to design a base. I'll probably do that in 2 parts. One part designed for like a farming style base, one part designed for a town hall, or a trophy pushing design base. So I'm going to start with the farming base today just because that's what I have. And this is actually a really effective Town Hall 8 farming base. It is Town Hall 8, but this can apply to any Town Hall level. I'm not going to be talking specifics for my Town Hall 8. I'm more going to be talking about general defensive tower placement, how you want to set up your walls, and stuff like that. So you can really apply this to whatever Town Hall level you guys are. I'm just going to use my Town Hall 8 in order to demonstrate it. So we'll just get started here. I'm going to put it in edit mode so that way there's none of those distractions, and pretty much just walk you through how you want to design a farming base and really what farming is. So for those of you who don't know, farming is pretty much where you drop your trophies to a range that's well below what your town hall usually would, or your town hall level usually would be. So if I'm a Town Hall 8 with pretty decent upgrades, like this base could survive in Crystal 3, Crystal 2 pretty easily. Like I wouldn't have to work too hard to do that. I am currently in Gold 3 with about 1,450 trophies. I like to stay around 1,500 for my farming. I dropped a little bit over the past few days. Like I said, I wasn't raiding. But the idea behind it is to drop to a much lower trophy range than you normally would be and attack inactive players that are like not as upgraded as you are, I guess would be a way to put it. I will attack Town Hall 8s, 9s, 10s, 7s. I've attacked some Town Hall 6s. It just depends on the loot, honestly, because that's the other aspect of farming is you use a really cheap, quick farming composition, which in my case is archers and goblins. And you pretty much go for like inactive players that have their pumps and mines full of resources, and you just go in and you take them out and get to 50% and leave. It's really not that difficult of a raiding strategy. It's really not that glamorous. It's not that much fun to watch. That's why I haven't put any of them on my videos yet. But it is very efficient at getting resources, and that's why I have quite a few resources every video because I'm farming at the moment. So the idea behind a farming base is you don't want to get all that many defensive wins because that will inflate your trophy count, and the whole point is to stay in a low trophy range, and so you put your town hall outside, and that actually serves both to keep your trophies low, and it also gives you a free shield, because 70% of people who come and look at this base won't even think about attacking me. They'll just take the town hall out with 5 archers and get the free trophies and leave. And that's fine by me, because I don't mind losing the trophies. I actually want to lose the trophies, and that gives me a free 12-hour shield to protect the rest of my loot from anyone else who might be actually looking to attack my base and steal my loot. So as for the base itself, pretty much the whole design of this base is to defend the resources, and the best way to do that sometimes is to spread them out. I know it might seem counterintuitive to, put your resources in like the first compartment of your base, because you might think, well, why don't I put them all in the middle and all my defenses and walls around them and make them harder to get to? And that works kind of, but really all you need then is a bunch of wall breakers and goblins, and I could break into the middle of your base and clean you out all in one swoop, and it wouldn't even be really all that difficult. I've done it enough times. I've seen it happen enough times. It's just, it seems to make sense, when you're thinking about it, but it doesn't work that well. When you spread them out like I do, see, I have six storages, and they're all over the base. They're all different. They're all in different places, and just kind of, they're really spread out. If you do that, then pretty much to get all of my storages and hence all of my loot that I have available, you have to 3-star me. And that is really difficult to do with a base like this, unless you're like, max level troops coming in with like an all dragons or a go wipe strategy or something. It's going to be really hard to 3-star this base. So to give an example of that, I think the most loot I've ever had available was like 300,000 gold, 300,000 elixir. So if you would have 3-starred me, you would have got 600,000 resources. But that seems like a lot of loot, but to break that down, since I only have 3 elixir storages and 3 gold storages, that breaks down to 100,000 resources per storage. And if you can only get to this part of the base and only get these 2 storages, and then I stop you with the rest of my defenses from getting any other storages, you only walk away with 100,000 gold, 100,000 elixir, which in comparison to how much I had available and how much loot I must have been holding in order for you to be able to raid that much, that's not a lot. And so rather do that than put all of your storages right in the middle and go ahead and let them come in, break the egg, and clean you out. So that's kind of how you want to set up your resources, because this whole base is really designed to protect your resources. As for the defensive towers, I'm not going to go into too much detail on how you want to place them. I'm going to do that more in the trophy push video. I wanted to give you guys more rundown of like where you want to put your resource buildings, how you want to set up your town hall, and really what farming is. Trophy pushing is more when you are going for trophies rather than resources, and so obviously your town hall will not be outside, but they will be in the middle. So that's more where the defenses kind of come into play a bit more, but really the way I have my defenses set up here is pretty much how I'd have them set up with a trophy pushing base. I'm just kind of pushing time right now, so that's what you want to do with a farming base. Sorry, I couldn't think of the word there. This is actually a really effective farming base, so I think I'm going to cut the video here and actually come back and talk about this base specifically, and then we'll do another video with the trophy pushing base. So stick around, and I will see you guys on the other side. Okay, welcome back, guys. Here we have the portion of the video where I'm actually going to talk about my base specifically. If you are Town Hall 8 and you are looking for a farming base, I would strongly recommend you copy this base. I will zoom out a little bit here and just kind of sit here so you can see where everything's placed and be able to copy it. I'm not egotistical and think that I can design the best base, so I'm sure there's someone out there who is better at designing bases than I am, and I'm sure there's a better base for you to copy. But if you are looking for a Town Hall 8 farming base, this is probably the base you want to start with. It has been very effective for me. It has been able to hold up against, max level troops, pretty much people coming in and trying to destroy me. The only reason they would get the win is because they'd hit the town hall, and they would only get away with, 30, 40%, 100,000 resources. So it has been very effective in doing what I want it to do, and it's held up really well. The defenses are in a really well placed, are really well placed. I have the mortars and the air defenses in that classic triangle shape, as you can see, very well centralized, covering most of the base. which is really what you want to go for with those those two defenses specifically. I will get into more detail about that in the next trophy pushing portion of this series. The clan castle is centralized to the point where it's impossible to draw out the troops without actually engaging the defenses, which makes it very, very effective in taking out their main attack troops, because they actually have to, send in their giants or whatever they're using to attack the base, and then my clan castle troops can go in and take them out before, they either use a lightning spell or use their own troops to kill them. So very well placed. King can be drawn out pretty easily on this side, but he is also pretty centralized, so he does a good job. Dark Elixir storage, very centralized, very difficult to get to. The base as a whole is set up in a way that it's very difficult for the attacker to predict where his troops are going to go, because I have like these awkward little bumps here. I have flat edges with corners. It's just very difficult to put his troops down in a way where he knows they're going to go where he wants them to go, which really is a really good thing as a defender. It really sucks as an attacker when your troops start going random places, but for a defender, that's exactly what you want. I have kind of like four... no, go away. I have like four... I don't even know what you want to call these, like sections that are cut off into four littler sections on the corners, and then these like wings kind of sticking out, which gives it a nice boxy but kind of like a cross shape almost. And I have these choke points here with the spring traps, which has been very, very effective. They draw in both giants and goblins. Really, they've been really effective for me, because these, you can block them off like that, and that is also effective, because obviously the more walls the attacker has to go through, the harder it's going to be for him. But I found that putting choke points inside your base is also a very effective way to whittle down his troops, especially if he's using giants. Spring traps are by far the most effective defense you have against giants, so I do like putting choke points in my base wherever possible. The big section divided into four little sections is also very effective, because like I said, the more walls between you and your attacker, the better, and so that has been very effective. The only thing I don't like about this base are the Teslas. I wish they were, inside the base and able to defend different parts of the base a bit more effectively, but they also are kind of nice because they will draw the targeting of giants. If, say, you're attacking from the bottom here and you drop them like down here somewhere to target the archer tower, you want to go in from the bottom here, the giants will retarget the Tesla as soon as they're in range and the Tesla pops up, which is really frustrating for an attacker, because then it'll send his giants around the outside of the base to this other Tesla, and then he'll be doing like this big roundabout while your defenses just pound away at the giants. So it is really helpful in that regard, but also obviously they can be taken out really easily and not used as effectively as they could be. But yeah, the shape itself really defends the base, just because of the wings here, the cross in the middle, and the little portions here. They really do a good job of confusing attackers and sending giants and whatever troops they're using off on random tangents. Yeah, and there's just a lot of walls between any particular section, and you have to go through a lot of sections to get to, the heavy hitters, the air defenses, and the mortars. The air defenses are especially well set up, because if you have a aerial-oriented attack setup, such as a giant healers, the healers specifically are very, very vulnerable to the air defenses, and if they're in the middle, it's much harder to get to and take out one of the air defenses in order to drop your healers. So overall, this base has been very effective for me. If you want to copy it, you may feel free to do so, but like I said, I'm sure there's a better farming base out there, but if you want to start with something, this is probably the way to go. The next part of this series, like I'm kind of doing like a mini series inside this guide series, the trophy pushing base is where I'm going to talk about how you want to place your defensive towers and whatever. I just wanted to go over this base and kind of give you guys a taste for how to put your stuff, by stuff I mean defensive towers, and kind of how you want to set up a base in general, but specifically how you want to set up a farming base. So choke points are probably very effective if you want to start using them if you're not already. Again, I can't hit this point enough. Spread out your storages. Don't put them all in the middle. And yeah, just kind of design it so it looks nice, and usually the nice looking bases that are symmetrical and well compartmentalized are usually the most effective. So that'll pretty much wrap it up for this video, guys. Yeah, so we'll go back to base here, and I don't know what changes I need to save, but whatever. As you can see, my resources have jumped again. I think that's what my Let's Play is going to be, is going over my farming setup. So that's probably the next video you can look for after I finish up the trophy pushing portion of this series, because I realized that my resources really do jump around quite a bit in between videos and even in between segments of videos. So I think I'm going to do a farming episode and kind of go through and show you guys my farming setups. I don't know, some of these have been kind of effective, some of them haven't been. That one's pretty good, but as you can see, these are all from like days and days ago, so that's what you guys can look for. I hope this was informational and helped you guys out. Yeah, if you didn't know what farming is, you do now. If you didn't know how to design a farming base, you do now. So I hope this information serves you well, and you guys can design a really awesome farming base. If you guys go off and design a really awesome base and it really works well for you, send me a picture or send me a video or replay of you guys tearing apart a attacker. I really would like to see that. So yeah, that's about it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you later.